And that way we can share and you guys can go back too. So if you have something to take notes, go for it. If not, then you'll have the recording that will be posted for you to check out. So I am super excited to share all this info with you guys. Whoops, sorry about this. Here it goes. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see my PowerPoint and we can just hang out and get to know these awesome oils. So I love talking about essential oils for pregnancy, birth, and beyond. One of the reasons I love it so much is that this is a really big reason why I got started using oils. One of the reasons. So I'll share with you guys a little bit of how I got started with doTERRA. So this is my family. So we have 7 kiddos. I know, everybody always gasps when I say that. It is amazing and it's crazy all at the same time, let me tell you. So let's see, we have, the oldest is 11 and a half and our youngest is a year old. And our third kiddo, so it's the little guy in the blue shirt in the middle, we got an autism spectrum diagnosis for him about 5 years ago. So in addition to just crazy 7 family stuff, we also have that. Or 7 kids in the family, not 7 family. You know what I meant. So we have that. And he is actually the reason that we got started using doTERRA. So about the time that we had his diagnosis, a friend of ours started using essential oils. And she had shared with us, after seeing, I'm pretty sure, a meltdown at my house, she had shared with us that she felt like essential oils could really be a good option for our family. And, you know, on one hand, I was like, wow, that's awesome, because we're trying to do this without medicating, and it's really hard. And on the other hand, I was like, are you sure? Because this is like a real issue we have. So that is kind of where we got started. And I used it on him, and it changed our life completely. And I know that's a really dramatic thing to say, but I used this little roller, really similar to this, and I pulled it out, and I'll show you what I did. I rolled it on the back of his neck, and then he rolled it on his wrist, and he smelled it. And I let him smell the oil, and within a few minutes, it helped him settle down. It helped him regroup. It helped him calm his own emotions. So when we're talking about using oils during pregnancy, during birth, for postpartum, afterwards, and even on your babies, this is an amazing option, and I would not promote it if I didn't feel it was. So we're going to talk a lot about safety as well, because we do want to consider that these are a legitimate medicinal option. And so we want to treat it as such. We don't want to just, you know, flippantly use them. So that's how I got started using them. But honestly, deep down inside, I was like, ooh, but then I can help other people. And right after that, actually, we got pregnant with our 6th kiddo. So I have had 4 births in a hospital. I have had 2 home births, and then I had 1 birth center birth at our Mercy Birthing Center. And with our 6th little guy, he's the one all the way to the right in this picture, I used oils through my whole pregnancy. I used oils during my labor. Immediately after birth, I used them on him as a baby. I used them to help me establish a better milk supply. I used them to help me emotionally. I had a lot of postpartum depression, anxiety. It was an intense time in my life, and the oils were just a lifesaver. And so that is really when I started really sharing oils with other people, is when they became that big of a deal to me personally, that I knew that my mental and emotional health would not have been the same had I not had these oils. So same thing with my last pregnancy, my 7th, with my little baby girl. Legitimate, like, these were a great option. So I can't wait to share them with you. Okay, so let's get going. Let's learn about oils. So why essential oils? As you know, during pregnancy, we have very limited options. And in my childbirth classes, I talk a lot about what is safe, what is not. And really, there are a lot of things that are not safe because they do come in contact with our baby. They cross the placenta. There are just not a lot of proven things that are safe. Product testing is very limited with medications because who wants to offer themselves and their baby up to be tested against? So there's not a lot of things that are proven safe. Oils are a safe, pure, natural solution during pregnancy and beyond. The reason for that is they are plant-based. It is no different than us eating a salad or broccoli. Our bodies don't freak out. They know how to handle it. Now, there are some that we should use caution with, of course, because they do have medicinal properties. They have therapeutic properties, and we want to treat them with respect. We want to honor that. But we also want to take advantage of this amazing option that we have. And, we don't have to suffer. I went through 5 pregnancies before I used oils during a pregnancy, okay? And what I found was that when I used oils, I didn't have to suffer. I didn't have to just live with a headache because I didn't want to take Tylenol. I didn't have to just deal with my back hurting because, I can't take a muscle relaxer, I can't, do X, Y, Z. I could go to the chiropractor and I could use oils and I could do all these amazing natural things. And I think that's a reason a lot of people get started with a more natural lifestyle when you're pregnant, because all of a sudden it becomes not about you, it's about your baby and what's best for this baby. And there's not a lot of stuff that I can do, so I guess I should try the natural route because there aren't any other options, right? So essential oils are really just such a fantastic way to handle our health and wellness. And that's exactly what it is it's a wellness approach rather than a sickness approach. So rather than we're treating just symptoms, they actually get to the root. doTERRA specifically, and I want to make this very clear, I am specifically talking about doTERRA oils. In pregnancy, it is very important to know what we are putting on our body because that gets into our bloodstream. By absorbing through our skin and getting into our bloodstream, it then crosses the placenta. So whatever we are using on our body does in fact affect our baby. Okay, so even things like your body wash, your lotion, things we're smelling like air fresheners and candles and stuff like that, that can affect our baby. It can affect our hormones, which affects our baby. It can affect our neurological health, okay, which may not directly affect our baby, but it does affect our baby, right? Because our stress becomes their stress. A stressed out mom equals a stressed out baby. So it's really important to know what is going on your body, okay? So a lot of times what we're exposed to on a daily basis is considered a synthetic or a toxin. It's a fake version of the natural good stuff, okay? So you can get oils anywhere. Anywhere. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them at Walgreens. You can get them at Bed Bath & Beyond. You can get them at Best Buy, believe it or not. And the reason is because they're becoming popular. But it's really important to know that not all oils are created equal. Even the stuff you get at the nutrition store may not be what it says. And the reason for that is because oils fall under the cosmetic category of products. And what that means is there is no regulating body to say that this stuff that they say on their labels has to be true. We know this with the cosmetic industry, with lotions, with shampoos. They could say all kinds of stuff on the label. It may or may not be true. They may not list ingredients. They may say they have things in them that they don't. And that's just because there's no regulation. So because oils, unfortunately, are considered a cosmetic product, they do not have anyone regulating it, which means you can buy what you think is 100% pure therapeutic oil. And when it goes to third-party testing, it comes back that there is actually not essential oils present. Okay, I wouldn't tell you that if it wasn't true, I promise. So there have been several brands recently that this has happened to, where people are using them, specifically Walmart, Walgreens, Bed Bath & Beyond, those brands. they're going to third-party labs and coming back that either it's not what it says it is at all, or they're loaded with fillers that they haven't listed in the ingredients, or it has synthetics in it, toxins in it, that is really harmful to our health. So what doTERRA did is, because there's no regulation, it gives this appearance that essential oils don't work and that they're fake and that, it's not, this is just a hoax, this is just a fad because, well, that lavender didn't work for me. Well, if that lavender didn't work for you and it goes to third-party labs and we know that it doesn't actually have lavender oil in it, it was just lavender fragrance, then of course it's not going to work, but it's also going to, cause everyone else to have disbelief in the oils. So what doTERRA has done is they've established something called Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, CPTG. And what this means is we have 100% natural oils, no artificial ingredients, no fragrances, no fillers, guaranteed. These oils are sourced in the country of origin. Now, if you are familiar with other larger companies, you know that they might do that with some of their oils, okay? doTERRA does that with all of their oils, okay? I'm not getting lavender grown on the side of the highway in Utah, okay? That's important to me. I want to know, just like if I were to try and grow an apple tree or an orange tree here in Missouri, right? It's not going to have as good a therapeutic property as maybe somewhere like Florida or even farther south, where the soil and the climate and the seasons all play into making the highest quality plant, which is going to yield the highest quality of essential oil, right? So the other piece to it is, if the plants are not where they are naturally growing, they're not going to be as good of a quality. So you're going to not get something as pure. So that's a huge, huge piece of it that I appreciate about doTERRA. The other part is they're certified to be free of pesticides and other chemical residues. So when these essential oils are produced in the country of origin, some of them are in the US, others are in all over the world, and we have a close relationship with those farmers. If you are interested, we don't have time to go into it tonight because we got a lot to talk about, but if you are interested, you can Google doTERRA co-impact sourcing to learn all about why it is such an amazing system that they have in place and why it just works so well. They have a huge humanitarian heart, and I love it. So anyway, back to our oils. When it is sourced in that country of origin, they do their testing there. Comes to the US, doTERRA does their own testing, and then every single batch goes to third-party labs. So what that does is every single batch, again, some companies will tell you they do third-party testing, but they're not proving that they do it on every batch of oils. With doTERRA, you can actually look on the bottom of your bottle, and there's a number. It's the batch number. You can go to their Source to You website and look up your essential oil bottle. It will tell you all of the testing. They post their GCMS reports, which, if you're not familiar, it's one of the 7 ways that doTERRA tests their oils. So it's very, very in-depth. And when I was researching what brand to use, with the knowledge that I knew I wanted to teach my clients and my students about using oils, this is the brand I chose because I knew it was safe and they were proving it. Their science to back it up is amazing. They have relationships with Johns Hopkins University and other major medical universities, and they're really leading the way into essential oils being a valid medical option. So I love it. And I just want to say I do not promote any other brand, because I have seen even other major brands, I've seen them just cause reactions on mom's skin, or they aren't working, or just various reasons. So let's move on. They're very pure because doTERRA sources them so well. 1 drop of doTERRA's peppermint would be equal to 28 cups of peppermint herbal tea. So if you smell a bottle of peppermint oil, it is intense. So what that tells us is we're using 1 drop at a time, especially on a pregnant mom, on a mother that is in labor, on a postpartum mama, or on a newborn. It's a really sensitive time. You have sensitive skin, okay? So how are we going to use these oils? Well, let's learn. First way is aromatically. When we're using these aromatically, you can put a couple drops in your hand, take a deep breath. You can just smell an oil bottle. Okay, that's one way for you personally to get that use. I don't know if you can see, but let's see if I can move my thumb right there. That where the light is shining out, that is a diffuser. You can diffuse just by smelling the properties of these oils. You can get therapeutic benefits. So it's a great way, in particular, to address sleep, mood, stress, to address immune function, anything that's brain related, because when you smell, the properties of these oils go up into the brain, into the olfactory bulb, which is like right here-ish, right there. The olfactory bulb, which then affects the limbic system of the body or of the brain. So what that does is that affects all of our mood, all of our emotions. It is the fastest way to get to the brain through the olfactory bulb. So when we just smell an essential oil, it does that. So a lot of these, it can be better to use them in other ways, but I love using them aromatically. A diffuser is a way to let it last a little longer and to affect multiple people in the room. So that's really cool too. They have different diffusers that run for all different lengths of time. So usually, and I will still tell you this, a lot of moms like the idea of diffusing during labor. And it is safe to diffuse around babies too. So that's a diffuser is just a really handy thing to have. But I just have to mention this. So when we are inhaling things aromatically during labor and birth, as you might know if you have had a baby before, something that smells good in the beginning of labor might not smell as good at the end. So peppermint, for example, you might hate it at the beginning and you love it at the end. Lavender might be amazing, so relaxing at the beginning, and then you get to the end and you hate it and you want that smell gone. Well, if you've been pumping a room full of lavender with a diffuser for 4 hours, it's going to be hard to get that smell out of the room. And a mom's nose is really sensitive during labor. So my tip is to bring a little Ziploc bag full of cotton balls, actually several Ziploc bags. And what we do is we put the oils on the cotton ball so mom can smell them during labor. And then when you're done, you put them in one of the empty bags, zip it, and toss it. So that smell is completely out of the room the moment she doesn't want it. Or if she loves it the whole time, you can keep refreshing that cotton ball. But that is a great way to get that benefit without having mom get really annoyed with those oils. Okay, topically. So topically using essential oils would be going to the area of concern. So if I have a tummy ache, I can rub oils on my tummy. If I have a backache, I can rub oils on my back. You could also put them on the bottom of your feet. This is a great, gentle way to do it, especially on babies. The feet have more pores per square inch on our entire body, like tons of pores. So it's a great way to get what's called systematic response. So when you put oils on the bottoms of your feet, it goes through your entire system, your whole bloodstream. Rather than going straight to that area and then affecting the bloodstream, it just goes straight through your whole body. So it's a great way when you're talking about boosting your immune system or something like that. Or anything, really. You could put oils on your feet and it would help you breathe better. You could put oils on your feet and it would help your mood. So it gets to the area that it needs to go to, for sure. So some people prefer putting them on the area of concern, like an achy back or something, but you could also get the same effect. It just might take a little longer, if that makes sense. When using topically, it is very important that we are diluting. What that means is we're using excuse me, we're using a carrier oil. A carrier oil is like a vegetable oil, basically. So there's coconut oil, there's olive oil, jojoba oil, grapeseed oil, avocado oil, all kinds of oils. And those are our carrier. So with a pregnant mom, we are looking at a 1 to 2% dilution. So that would be 1 to 2 drops in a teaspoon of carrier oil. Easy enough, right? Newly postpartum or during labor, we're talking about 2 to 3%. Okay, so that would be 2 drops to like 3 or 4 drops, well, probably like 3 drops in a teaspoon of carrier oil. A new baby. Okay, so that's like normal, like a teaspoon. That's just like a little bit. You could even rub a little on your skin and then put your drop on. That would be fine. A new baby, though, needs a lot higher dilution ratio. So we're talking 1 drop in a tablespoon of carrier oil for a baby. A lot of times we can use less carrier and then just take the bottle of oil. I'll use this one, for example. Okay, so a lot of times rather than like wait for that drop to come out, I can actually take it and put my finger over the hole and then just do a little like that. And I have just a little bit, and then I can apply it on and use a little less carrier oil. One thing that I have found is in the beginning, it gets really hard to know, and it just gets frustrating because you want to be able to use these easily, and yet you find yourself carrying around a coconut oil and 50 oil bottles and all of that. So you can mix up what's called roller bottles, like I had showed you. When you mix them up, it's just an empty bottle, and you can put your fractionated coconut oil or other vegetable oil in, and then or you can put your essential oils first. Sorry, your essential oils first, and then you fill the rest with the coconut oil or whatever. That's really handy. Like I have this little case that goes with me, and so then it just has all of my stuff. It stays in my diaper bag. One just fell out. It just stays in my diaper bag, and it has a spot for all the oils. The other cool thing that doTERRA has is their basic oils. They have them in a line. It's called doTERRA Touch. So for example, this is our On Guard. It's our immune boosting blend, and it smells like Christmas. If you're familiar with it, you'll be like, yes, it's delicious. It smells like, grandma bacon pie or something. It's amazing. But they have it, their touch line is pre-diluted. So it is safe to use on kiddos. So it is a safe dilution ratio to be used on our new babies, to be used on little kids. You just whip it out, roll it on. Easy, done. That is really a lot of what I did with my last baby. These had come out already, and I was like so excited to try them, and they're so easy. That's what I keep most of my rollers in here are that touch line, because they're just so handy, and I don't have to worry about, oh, I didn't bring coconut oil, or oh, I don't have what I need. I just whip them out and I roll it on my kids. They pass them around our van. It's like crazy. Awesome. Love it. You can also use them internally. What did you say? You can use them internally? Yes. So because doTERRA is 100% pure, certified pure, therapeutic grade, that stamp of approval they have because they've done the third-party testing, we know what's in it, there's no crap, right? Because of that, we can use these internally, okay, meaning you could put them in your water. Lemon is a great one for that. It tastes delicious, helps clean out your digestive system in a gentle way, so you're not in the bathroom constantly. It's not that kind of detox, but you could also put it in an empty capsule, swallow it. You could put a drop under your tongue, hold it on the roof of your mouth, lots of different uses. So we're going to talk about the different oils and why you might use those and how you might use those. But I do want to say it is safe to use internally when we're using them in a safe manner. So a lot of my knowledge is coming from a book called Essential Oils for Pregnancy, Birth, and Babies. It is by Stephanie Fritz. There's a newer version than this image. This is my old PowerPoint. There's a newer version. It just has updated oils that can be used. Love, love, love this book. She talks a lot about she's a midwife, and she talks a lot about just practical usage. She gives a lot of recipes. She gives a lot of ideas. So it's a cheap book. I want to say 15 or 20 bucks on Amazon. It's awesome. She does go into a lot of detail on the supplements that we have. And I will tell you, doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality Pack is my recommendation as a prenatal. So if you are curious at all, send me a message. Like I said, I don't have time to talk about it because this is such an in-depth class, but I would love to talk to you about it and why they're so amazing. I'm not being dramatic when I say they've been life-changing for me. I take them all the time. They were amazing when I was struggling postpartum. So that was awesome. I could cry just thinking about it. Okay, we're going to move on. Suggestions for pregnancy. Here we go. All right. I'm going to like go through the basics and then we will talk about more about specific oils. So my suggestions for pregnancy, lavender and peppermint. A lot of moms get headaches during postpartum. And so this is a great one. This is where I start. Now I will tell you, headaches are hard to nail down a lot of times during pregnancy because it could be dehydration. It could be that you're not eating enough protein. It could be that you're dealing with allergies because you can't take your normal, Zyrtec or whatever it is that you take. So it's hard sometimes to nail it down. So I usually tell people start with peppermint and lavender, roll them on the back of your neck, across your temples, like from temple to temple. Okay, that's where we start. If that doesn't cut it, contact me. I'll help you find something else. I'll help you find the next thing. Everybody's body chemistry is different and the root of the problem could be different for everyone. I would say like 50% of the time, well, more than that, probably like 75% of the time, this covers it. There are those other percentages though that it just doesn't quite cover it or it doesn't do anything and it's just the root of the issue or body chemistry. You could also add lemon to that combo. Across your temples, back of the neck. You can even do sinuses for seasonal issues. So if you're not able to take your Zyrtec or I don't even remember. It's been so long since we've had to take allergy meds. What's the other one called? Not Allegra. Is Allegra one? I think that's it. All right. Digestive blend. DigestZen is what it's called, or peppermint for anything digestive related. So upset stomach, heartburn, you guys. Heartburn, DigestZen. You want it, you need it, get it. It'll save the day. I took it for the first time with my 6th pregnancy. I remember laying in bed and be like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. I rubbed it. I took a drop and I rubbed it on my sternum with a little coconut oil. It was almost instant. I had suffered at the end of my last 5 pregnancies. So when I say like game changer, this was one. Soothing blend is Deep Blue. Deep Blue comes in an oil. It also comes in a rub, which is like an icy hot or a biofreeze, but it doesn't have any chemicals. It doesn't have any yucky stuff in it. No yucky ingredients. It's totally clean and safe for you to use. This is awesome for your feet, your ankles, your low back, achy muscles. And what we're going to talk about on our next couple slides is what else you can use it for during labor. It's awesome. Our massage blend is called Aroma Touch. Aroma Touch is awesome, especially combined with that Deep Blue rub for restless legs. This is a really common thing. There is no need to get medication for this because these oils cover it. Not even kidding. As long as you are staying up on your prenatals and your diet, that's setting the groundwork for these oils to then help with the symptoms. Okay, so the diet and the prenatals are that foundation, providing you all the vitamins and minerals so we're not lacking. And then this will cover the symptoms. It's awesome. Grounding blend and calming blend. These are called Balance and Serenity. They are lovingly referred to as liquid Xanax. So they're great for anxiousness, stress management. They're awesome. You could also use them before bedtime. Serenity in particular, they actually have it in soft gels pre-made, so you can take it 30 minutes before bedtime to help you sleep. Guys, this is like life-changing for a pregnant woman. To get to sleep and not have restless legs. Obviously, you're going to get up to pee, every 30 minutes. But if you can get back to sleep easily and you're not having headaches, think about how amazing this is. And there's no heartburn keeping you up. How cool is this? Peppermint and wild orange is great for giving you a little energy boost, helping you focus maybe. Frankincense, guys. Frankincense. Sounds like just really ridiculous, like baby Jesus oils, right? Amazing for emotional support and anxiety and stress and you name it, Frank can help. Also, we have a whole line of oils that targets emotional health. I'm going to talk more about it when we talk about postpartum, so don't let me forget if I do. Okay, so that was pregnancy. Here's childbirth, okay? And then we will go through some of these again so that we don't skip too fast. So I mentioned that soothing blend, It comes in a rub, right? The Deep Blue rub. So Deep Blue rub and black pepper, okay? Deep Blue rub and black pepper for back labor. I had it, I used it, and then I didn't have it. So I'm not just making it up. I have applied this on many a mama's back. So the way we work this out with my business with Wonderfully Made Birth is we will use oils on moms, but we don't use our oils because that's it kind of crosses the line of into the medical field, and so we don't do medical support, right? So as long as you bring your own oils and your own products, we will apply them on you. We highly recommend our clients use doTERRA stuff because that's what we feel is the safest, but obviously you can make your own decisions. So you use that Deep Blue rub and the black pepper. It's amazing. White fur is really good for pain. So this has been used before on mom's backs. You can apply this on the tummy for those early, like kind of crampy contractions you have. These are great. Great, great, great. So I mentioned the rub with or in addition, digestive blend, that DigestZen or peppermint for any kind of digestive support during labor. If you get nauseous, you get heartburn, all kinds of things happen. And these are fantastic for just that digestive support. Okay, when you are pregnant, the oil to avoid as far as doTERRA goes. Now, again, I'm speaking only for doTERRA because in other brands it is different. Sorry, I just had to adjust in my seat here. In other brands it is different. Okay, so that is something to really consider. Clary sage is the only one we avoid because clary sage can cause contractions to happen. But in this situation, we're talking about birth, right? We want contractions. So if you have a stall in labor or contractions are spacing out, okay, you can use clary sage. That combined with myrrh on the pressure point on the inside of your ankle for getting contractions started can support your body having contractions. I have seen it work before my very eyes and it's awesome. So it's a good one to have in your back pocket just in case. And then there are a lot of uses for both of those afterwards, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. Grounding blend and calming blend, again, that liquid Xanax for stress, anxiousness. We talked about energy and focus. We've talked about emotional support previously. So awesome, right? I love using these during birth. I will tell you, if you really want to diffuse something in the room, if it just smells too hospital-like or whatever, my favorites that moms have not gotten sick of yet, Balance, part of that liquid Xanax. Balance is pretty amazing. So peppermint can sometimes get annoying. Citrus Bliss is one. I don't have it mentioned here, but Citrus Bliss is another one that I haven't had anybody get sick of. So they're just really pleasing smells, and they do help the scent in the room. So if that's something that's concerning to you, you could diffuse those. Okay. Oh, it is my baby when she was born. Oh, okay. So suggestions for newborns. All right. Lavender for calming. Digestive blend or peppermint for any kind of digestive support, upset tummy, colic, any of that. I'm not kidding when I say like that DigestZen for colic is freaking fantastic. It's awesome. I wish I would have had it for a few of my babies. Frankincense. My daughter, this one right there, she came out into frankincense. No joke. My husband put it on her hands and he caught her. And what this does is it gives them cellular support and helps them to be grounded emotionally, mentally, physically after birth. So my sweet baby girl is the most chill. Like, she wasn't, first of all, she had a really peaceful birth, so that makes a difference. But secondly, she came out into frankincense and was instantly calm. She didn't do a lot of crying. She just has a really good emotional health. And I think a lot of that was this. Cardamom. So if you are concerned with using peppermint or eucalyptus or anything like that, cardamom can be a really great, because they are strong scents. And we don't ever want to put anything on baby's face. I just want to make that kind of known across the board. We don't like to put anything on baby's face. It's really overwhelming for their senses in the beginning. And really, they need to smell mom. So we don't want anything close to their face. That's why I really suggest putting stuff on their feet. It's the best way, man. It is just covers all the things, and then their smell, all they have to smell is mom and what she smells like. So it's really best for that, establishing that bond and establishing a breastfeeding relationship. So cardamom, though, is a really gentle oil that's great for babies, and it's awesome for both respiratory and digestive support. So if they are congested, if they're snotty, or maybe if their tummy's upset, you can put cardamom on the bottom of their feet. Geranium and lemon, okay? Geranium is an interesting oil, and we'll talk about some of the uses for that later, because this is one to have in your back pocket. It's good for liver support. If you know anything about newborns, you know that often their liver is not flushing out something called bilirubin. Bilirubin, and that causes jaundice. So you can apply, I highly suggest applying twice a day, geranium and lemon on the bottoms of their feet to support their liver. And my last 2 babies, I have done this, and they are my only 2 babies to not be jaundiced. Not even kidding. I thought it was a fluke with my 6, but guys, all 5 of my first 5 babies had jaundice. Like, we had the lights, the whole 9 yards. And my 6th and 7th, I have done this. I do it twice a day for the first 3 days. I'm not even joking. It seems crazy. Okay, suggestions for postpartum mamas. You like that lavender heart there? So peaceful. We got to show ourselves some love. All right, so soothing, the deep blue rub for low back pain. Okay, it's something that is really common, is that tailbone aching leading up to birth, and then afterwards. It's like so sore, right? You have no idea, why is my tailbone so sore? Well, little biology lesson, when baby comes out, okay, they come out, and your tailbone, I'm trying to find a good angle here, your tailbone is kind of curved under, and it actually is a movable joint, right? So your tailbone, well, I should be turning this way, my tailbone, your tailbone moves. It has to move for baby's head to fit through. So when that happens, obviously you're gonna be a little sore, right? Makes sense. Digestive blend or peppermint for any digestive support, gas pain, bloating. It's very, very common after baby has come out, because your organs are still not back to where they belong. It takes the full 6 weeks and then some, but for that full 6 weeks of recovery, your body, all the stuff that got moved for a baby to grow is needing to go back. So it takes a little bit of time. So digestive issues can be a concern for some moms, constipation, things like that. So the digestive blend, that DigestZen, can actually help ease constipation. It can help keep things regular. So, and it can help just relieve some of that gas pain too. So get that. Lavender, and I mentioned white fur before, lavender and white fur together are great for pain. So after baby is born, especially if you have had other babies, I hate to break it to you, but with every child, those after birth contractions are worse. So, and take it from a mom who's had 7 babies, they're not lying when they say it's worse every time. Like, that part is almost worse than labor for me with after my last 2 babies. So these 2, you do it with some coconut oil, like a tablespoon of coconut oil, a drop of lavender, a drop of white fur, and then just rub on your saggy, floppy belly, and then you can put a heating pad on to just soothe those afterbirth pains. That liquid Xanax, again, for stress, anxiousness. Again, peppermint and wild orange for energy and focus. I like to put those in my hand and smell them. Like when I get nervous, and I only some of you will get that. Sorry. Frankincense, again, emotional support, as well as, fun fact, it's great for supporting perineal healing. Your perineum that just pushed a baby out and may have torn, that needs to be healed, right? That needs to be soothed, and we need to bring healing to that area. Frankincense and lavender. Okay, you can put them together in a spray bottle. And when we are using oils, we want to make sure that all the containers they are in are glass or stainless steel. So if you're drinking oils, it needs to be in a glass. If you are using them in a spray bottle, it needs to be glass. It's just a safety precaution because the oils are so strong. They can actually leach petrochemicals from the plastics into your whatever you're drinking, your cleaning solution. Okay, we don't want to be spraying chemicals on our you know what. So a glass spray bottle, they make them smaller. So like in one of those smaller ones, I would say like 15 drops of each, and then you can fill it with actually what I would do, forget I said 15 drops of each. I would do in one of those, I would do half water, half witch hazel. Witch hazel, that's what you want. And then about 10 to 15 drops of each of those oils. Spray it after you go potty, after you wash yourself off down there, and then that's the stuff. That's what you want right there. Then the emotional aromatherapy oils. I told you I would mention it, so here we go. There's an entire line of emotional aromatherapy oils. Peace, forgive, console, passion, motivate, and cheer. 6 of them. They address specific emotions. So if you're needing peace, you reach for peace. If you need console or forgive, you reach for those oils. If you need cheer, you reach for that. These are an amazing tool to have as a parent, as a mom, as a mother who's going through a really vulnerable time in your life. I could not speak more highly of these. Peace is the first oil we used on our son on the spectrum. I used Peace every day. After my 6th birth and I had all the struggles that I did emotionally, Peace, cheer, and console. I use them all the time. I made my own roller with balance and lavender and frankincense and wild orange. And when I was feeling inadequate as a mom, when I was feeling like I can't do this anymore, those are what I reached for. So these are beyond just, oh, I use this for headaches and I use this for backache. These are really a tool to help us just as parents feel more confident, feel more secure, feel like we can handle the day-to-day things. So I could not speak more highly of this line of oils. Okay, these are some we talked about. So I mentioned a lot of things. Lavender is a calming. We're just going to kind of walk through these so that you are familiar with them, and if it brings up any questions, basically. Lavender is calming. So not only does it help with sleep and help with stress and help with pain, like we've mentioned, it also helps with bug bites, bee stings, burns, sunburns. There's a spray down there at the bottom that you can check out. So lots and lots of different uses. Peppermint. We talked about it for energy. We talked about it for digestion. We talked about it for headaches. You can also use it for tummy aches. Oh, I mentioned that. Respiratory health. It's just a really great stimulating oil. So that's a really awesome one. There are many, many uses for peppermint. And you'll notice a lot of these, there are multiple uses. So when you purchase one bottle of oils, you're not just purchasing a bottle of oil. You're actually investing into so many different health concerns that this could address. Lemon is a cleansing oil. I mentioned it in your water to help with cleansing the body and digestion. It's great for mood, as all citrus oils are. Naturally cleanses the body. It cleanses and purifies the air. Supports healthy respiratory function because it's great for drainage. So that's why it's good for allergies. Winners. All of these are winners. Digestin. I think I talked about this one like 1,000 times because it's so awesome. Anything digestive related. So the whole digestive system from the top to the bottom and all the way in between. It's good. Okay, so you don't ever have to guess, and I love that. You know, in the middle of the night when I have heartburn, I don't want to be like stumbling into the medicine cabinet and trying to figure out, is this safe? What can I use? No, that one's for constipation. What's this for? All things digestion. So heartburn, acid reflux, indigestion, constipation, diarrhea, nausea, car sickness. This one does it all. So I don't have to wonder or guess. And it's really handy with kids too, because they can't always tell us what their tummy aches. Like my 3-year-old, if his tummy hurts, and he doesn't know where it hurts or why it hurts, or if he needs to poop, or if he hasn't pooped, or if he just went, or who knows. It's hard to understand what they need. And so this is a really great option because I don't have to guess. It just applies to the whole thing. Deep Blue. We talked about Deep Blue for muscle aches and pains. You can use it on your back. You can use it for back labor. Really great stuff. And they make it in the rub that I love. Aroma Touch. This is the massage blend that I mentioned is great for restless legs. It's also great just in general for stress and things like that. Balance. This is the one that we combined with Serenity as the liquid Xanax. This is the one I also mentioned has never been a problem in labor for moms that want to diffuse. It just brings a sense of grounding, a sense of calm to the room. It's great. Clary Sage. Okay, so Clary Sage is what I mentioned that we avoid during pregnancy, but you can use to help labor pick up. It is also great once you start your period again. It's awesome for cramping. It's really great for hair and scalp. It's stress relieving, so you can put a little on the bottom of your feet. You can actually use it for baby. If they're needing a little stress relief, combine it with some lavender. It smells delicious. Myrrh. So myrrh is the one that we talked about to combine with that Clary Sage. It is one that I feel like should be in every parent's medicine cabinet. We have pretty much completely switched over our medicine cabinet to all oils. And this is one, it works kind of as, well, first of all, cleansing properties. It's antibacterial. It's great as an antiseptic for wounds. It's good for emotional balance. It's good for your skin. But it's antiseptic for wounds, but it also creates kind of a liquid Band-Aid effect. So like, okay, I accidentally clipped my baby with the fingernail clippers when she was like 2 weeks old, and she bled like crazy, right? So I cleaned it up. I put a little myrrh over it, and it like sealed it. It was amazing. We've done this for scrapes and stuff with our kids. It's just really handy to have around as something for our medicine cabinet. White fur, anything pain. So we talked about it for back labor. We talked about it for afterbirth pain. It's great for period cramps. It's also amazing for teething. Lavender and white fur. You need it. Trust me. You will not regret it. You actually apply it on their jawline with coconut oil. Easy. And by the time they're that old, it's okay to have it near the face. Those oils at least. So awesome. Yeah, everybody needs a teething solution. This one's a good one. Geranium, I mentioned, was great for clearing out jaundice. Oops, sorry. It's really awesome for skin and hair as well. It's really great. It says for your partner, for a sensual massage. This one's an aphrodisiac. So if that's needed later, that's an awesome one. It's also one that a lot of people put in like a homemade deodorant. So lots of fun uses. Frankincense. Frankincense is awesome for everything. It's cellular regenerative. It's cellular healing. It is great for wounds. It's great for stretch marks. It's great for everything. Your immune system, stress, all of the above. So you would never go wrong having this one around. On Guard boosts your immune system. So when we are expecting and when we have little ones around, we want to keep immune systems boosted so that we are not sick all the time, right? That's the worst. It is the worst to be sick when you're pregnant. And I know that any of you that have been totally understand. And it's the worst to see your kids sick. So why not boost your immune system? Just smelling it boosts your immune system. Put it on the bottoms of their feet, on your feet, diffuse it in your house. It's an amazing option to keep everybody healthy. Okay, so we've talked about all the things. And now everybody's sitting here and they're like, okay, I have a list of oils. How do I get started with oils? Where do I get them? How do I order them? You'll see there I have the list of those touch oils. They're just sitting there. So how do you get started with oils? doTERRA is a wholesale company. Okay. I am not going to give you a sales spiel, by the way. I literally just want you to know how to get them. So doTERRA is a wholesale company. They offer kind of like Costco. You pay your wholesale fee and then you get a certain percentage off. So with doTERRA, you pay a $35 fee and you get 25% off of retail prices. There are no strings attached. You do not have to do a monthly order. You do not have to sell the product. You are literally just getting cheaper products. If you decide you want to sell the products, or if you decide you want to do monthly orders, you have that option that you can opt into, but you don't ever have to do it just by being a wholesale member. So you can just get your cheap oils and that's it. That's totally fine. You also get added to our team Facebook page, which is totally worth $35 in itself because it's a place for you to ask questions, get education. We do a weekly question and answer time. We let people post questions on there. It is almost always answered with like 5,000 answers within like an hour because it's a really active group. So it's really, really handy. If you're wondering, oh my gosh, my kid has this rash, what do I put on it? What do I do for dandruff? What do I do for cradle cap? Someone on there will know. I'm on there, and then my husband's on there, and our team, and they're just super knowledgeable. Okay, so you can also purchase a kit. So there are a couple different kit options, and when you do that, your wholesale fee is waived. So you don't have to pay that, but you automatically get those wholesale prices. It lasts for a year, and then you can renew it after a year for only $25, and they give you a free peppermint, which is $21.50. So, okay. This is a really popular kit, the Natural Solutions Kit. It's a more pricier one, but I've been having a lot of people do it because it's tax return season. And why not when you can get all this awesome stuff, plus those supplements, probiotics, digestive enzymes, you get the rub in there, the shampoo and conditioner, like you get all the stuff, plus a box to keep all your oils in. And it has almost all of the ones we talked about tonight. So that's kind of handy. These are other basic kits. The Family Wellness Kit is one that's really awesome. It includes those touch rollers. It includes 2 of the emotional touch oils, the Cheer and Peace. It includes supplements for both you and kiddos. If it's your first baby, you probably don't need kid supplements, but then the Home Essentials Kit and the Family Essentials Kit, basically the same thing, except for the Home Essentials has big bottles. They're 15 mil, and it comes with a diffuser. Whereas the smaller one comes with, the smaller bottles are only 5 mil. So you're getting 3 times the oils plus a diffuser in that Home Essentials Kit for not even twice the cost. It's a really, when you break it down cost per drop of essential oil, it's a really fantastic frugal option actually. The Aroma Touch Diffuse is another winner that comes with a diffuser if you're looking for a diffuser kit, and it's a little smaller price, lower price point. Both of these are amazing, and anything that is over, you'll see the price, and then you'll see a PV. PV is product value. It only applies in promotions, but it just so happens that right now we have a promotion that if you spend 200 PV in the month before the 15th of April, you can get Deep Blue Touch Roller and the Deep Blue Rub for labor and backache and all those things for free. No joke. I am also throwing in for 200 PV orders a resource book. It's an A to Z listing. You can flip through, find whatever you need. You can look up croup, you could look up psoriasis, you could look up all kinds of things, and it will have exact oil protocols and how do you apply them. So it's really, really handy, and as well as in a wild orange that you would get from me as well, because the wild orange is just so delicious, and everyone should have it. So any of these that are over that 200 PV, you would get, so this one, and the Family Wellness and the Home Essentials. Or you can pay the $35 and add items up to 200 PV. That's fine as well. And you would get that Deep Blue Duo there for free. It's like I looked up, it was like a $90 value. Crazy, all for free. So of course I'm going to do my shameless plug, and I am a doula and childbirth educator with Wonderfully Made Birth Services. We teach childbirth classes, we teach essential oils classes, and we are doulas. We do childbirth. We're birth doulas as well as postpartum doulas. Lots of breastfeeding support, and it's just an amazing resource for you guys as moms. So let me know if you guys have questions. I would love to answer them. You can post them in the Facebook event. You're also welcome to post in here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick. There's a place at the bottom where it says chat. You are welcome to ask any questions. I'll hang on here for a few minutes. If you're interested in getting started with a kit, just let me know. And I will help you do that, especially if you're wanting it by the 15th to get your free stuff. Everybody likes free stuff. Yeah, I think that is it. So I would love to chat with you all more if you need it. And I will hang on here. I'm going to turn the recording off, and then just let me know